First off, I want to give a big shout out to Blizzard because the pre-patch event sucked and then it didn't. And it turned into a pretty fun time, didn't it? They did a good job tuning this thing up and they did it quickly. This is why I always encourage you, if there's something you're not happy with in the game you're paying for, speak up. Because that's the only way things are going to change, is if people speak up. Much respect to Blizz because they addressed the problems and turned this into a pretty swell event. And I've been out here farming. I still got a shield and some one-handers I'm after. Maybe a cape or two. Even though I don't usually wear the capes. Something about that Incredibles movie where they're like, don't wear capes, actually made a lot of sense to me. And so now sometimes I don't. But sometimes I like to go for that more regal, back. Maybe not in the combat mode. Maybe as more of a, I don't know. Probably overthinking it a little, but that's fine. I like to have the option, right? So we got a little more farming to do. I got to tell you, makes you realize how much you can appreciate a nice little farm. And it came at the perfect time for me because, like the great father I am, I took my kids to a birthday party where we all caught the new COVID variant. Yay! That's what I've been doing, excuse me, for the past week, is fighting an unholy death knight, mother of God. Just miserable. And it was awful, and I think we're through the worst of it now. But I gotta tell you, it sucked. And I hope that kid had a shit birthday. No, but kinda. So I apologize for the content drought, but we should be back to our regularly scheduled programming now, that I don't feel like I'm swallowing razors every time I cough or swallow. Now, I don't know if you saw in the 11.0.2 updates, but they are just changing everything all the time right now. There's a lot going on between Mythic Plus, class changes. There still seems like they're going back and forth on how warbands work a little bit, and they're just ironing it all out. I always feel like balance is kind of like a game of musical chairs, where everybody's kind of running around trying to get a seat, and all of a sudden the music stops and you all dive in there hoping that you're not the one left out in the cold. So we'll just see how things are going, but look what they did to my boy. My God, did they nerf the shit out of Holy Pally. Now, people are going to come in and say, it's still really good and it needed it. Agree to disagree. Paladins are the OG hero class, and it's lawful for them to kick ass and take names. And this is a lot of nerf 2 weeks before the launch. However, they're still going to be good, apparently, and they still feel pretty good. Here's a buff to tiers. They just nerfed tiers. I mean, we're just going all around the circle here. We'll have to see how it all comes together. And I'm just, honestly, sometimes I'm amazed because you look at all of these changes going on, right? But then you come over to YouTube and you type in tier list and look at how many tier lists are already up for the War Within. I wish we could get some Vegas odds on how many tier lists there will be before launch. Probably thousands. I mean, we still got, 2 weeks and some change to go? Maybe not quite that if you bought the early launch. And there's just video after video telling you what's best, what's worst, best main, best DPS, best melee DPS, best healer. And to be fair, some of these guys have played a lot. Like, they've played the entire beta, multiple classes in the beta. It's kind of crazy when you think they've probably played the beta more than I'm going to play the actual expansion, at least the first season. And there's no catching up to these guys. They're in it. And so they probably know what they're talking about. It's just with all the changes going on. My God, look what y'all have done. Look what you've done. I am going to put out all my paladin guides. I'm going to put out a fishing guide and just all types of different stuff. But I'm going to wait for the dust to settle. They're still moving talents around and changing abilities. We don't know what's really going to be good, whether it's going to be melee wings or caster. So you can expect all that content but I'm just waiting for Blizzard to chill the F out because holy smokes, this is a lot of changes happening 2 weeks prior to the launch of this game. And we are just really shaking things up. So good for them. We'll see where we ultimately land in the musical chairs of balance. But, we're paladins. We're always awesome. So that's good. I don't know if you played Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 or not, but just know if you didn't, that your life is sad because it was one of the most amazing games of all time. And look, someone made Stormwind in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and look what a great job they did. Now you got the Mage Ward here, Old Town, all the way back here. You got like the barracks. Look, you got King Rin's grave area, the port. Isn't this incredible? The cathedral right here, the tower, the keep, and then look, even all the way out here, the starting area. Isn't that incredible? Wow, this is so awesome. And if you played this game, you would have even more appreciation for it. Just outstanding work. Truly. I would love to go run around in this. Wonder if they get this guy save or something. This is just incredible. Should put a roller coaster through it, though. That would really set it off. Maybe they should do like the Dark Moon Fair next or something. But this is incredible. Outstanding job. And in other news, look at this. Microsoft and Activision have formed a new team within Blizzard to work on smaller games based on existing IPs, which I'm assuming is mobile games with Blizzard IPs. And they go on in this article to mention, they spent $72 billion and they're looking to make that back basically. And mobile games are probably one of the best ways to do that. I know it's a tragedy to me too, but it is the reality that people love mobile games more than pretty much any other type of gaming. They point out in here that smaller teams are actually making better games these days, and they give some examples, and they talk about how many AAA games kind of bust out. And so it's much safer to bring a small team in and have them make some mobile games with existing IPs, try a few of those out, than taking these big AAA swings at things. And that's what they're going to do. The author of this article goes on to say they hope it's something StarCrafty. And I thought, boy, that's a good idea. Haven't seen a new StarCraft IP in a long time. And I don't know, maybe a little mobile tower defense or something StarCrafty. Seems like that might be a good way to go. Just like when Disney bought Star Wars and you started seeing Star Wars shit everywhere, you can pretty much plan on seeing Blizzard shit everywhere as Microsoft seeks the return of their $72 billion as quickly as possible. Surely by now you all have phones, and so coming soon to a mobile market near you, there's going to be an explosion of Blizzard IPs in the forms of mini games, I'm sure. Get your wallets out. So we're about 2 weeks out from the launch of the expansion. A little less than that for you early access folks. And remember, Season 1 doesn't start until September 10th, I believe. So you're going to have plenty of time to get your guy tuned up. In the meantime, we're just filling in the void with the pre-patch event. Maybe take a little time to play some other games. And I'll see you guys out there. Oklahoma out.